I have 3 children, and 2 of them live with me. They've made the choice to be with me, and I'm really proud of that, because my parenting skills are proving to be good. And but I've always known that. I've always had a very mothering nature. I love being a mother, and whether they call me Dad, Kirsty, or Mummy, I really don't care. You know, at the end of the day, they're my kids. They can call me what they like. So a year on, I have 2 of my children, 2 out of 3. I have a nice council flat. 2 of my kids get to live with me, and it meant I didn't have to work nights anymore. So I get to work as a day taxi driver instead of a night taxi driver, which is brilliant. The difference between the way people treat you on days and nights is huge. And yeah, I'm really happy now. I feel like I've almost got everything. And a year ago I wanted to die. I couldn't live without my children, and a year later I couldn't really be any happier. I've had my operation, I've got my flat, I've kept my job, and I've got 2 of my children. So that's a happy story, isn't it? I'm really happy with how it's turned out. It was tough when I was growing up, because I wasn't like the other boys. I was very feminine, and I used to carry a pink pillowcase with me. I used to suck my thumb, and my favourite teddy went everywhere with me. I did stupid voices to talk for my teddy bear, because he was my best friend. And all my friends were girls. I made daisy chains at school with the girls. I didn't really do boys' things, and I didn't care what clothes I wore, because they weren't the clothes I wanted to wear. And my parents wanted me to be a boy. They would not let me have girls' toys. Even if I was asking for girls' toys, I never got them. I never had any girls' toys, and I craved them. I never had any girls' clothes, and I craved them. I used to try my mum's clothes on, but they weren't very nice. Horrible sandals, shoes, and spotty dresses. Very 80s. But my dad wasn't nice to me, and he caught me dressed when I was 12. He pretty much bullied me continuously ever since, and he hurt me a lot, physically, because he wanted to make me into a man. I didn't fit into the builder stereotype that he wanted. And he refuses to call me Kirsty, so I refuse to see him. And I've been cut out of the will as well, so that's the price of transitioning, but I'm happy to pay that price, because I really don't like them anymore. I'm not sure I really like them anyway. I used to cry myself to sleep every single night. I used to pray to a Lord that I didn't believe was there, that I would wake up in the correct body, and that was every single night, from the age of 12 to the age of sort of 16, when I started drinking and partying and sleeping with girls to try and make up for the pain that I felt in my life. But that was horrible, crying yourself to sleep every night and you couldn't tell anybody. It was the worst, but I promised myself back then that I would do it. I promised myself that one day I would be in the correct body and I would fix it. And I have. I've kept that promise. I've had my operation. I feel complete. I feel like the girl I've always felt like inside, and now I have the body to match. And I'm really proud that I've kept the promise to myself, because there was nothing more in my life. I think partly she wanted to destroy me. She wanted to see me not be able to live without my kids, because she knew my kids were my world. And I had a feeling it was sort of payback for being trans and getting myself a boyfriend. And yeah, that was tough, but I got my son back in December. He chose to live with me. It wasn't working out with his mother, and I think because they were taking away so far away, my kids got the chance to see who they wanted to be with most. And my son especially just could not live without me. And that's why within 2 months he was back to live with me. And he's been happy ever since. And it was a bit harder for my daughter because she wasn't going to let my daughter leave so easily. I was quite lucky because social services helped me get my daughter. Especially at schools. I dread going to schools, even in my work. And all the parents treat you like a pervert. I have no idea why they think you're a pervert. I think because they truly believe you're a man in woman's clothes. And I used to be in a guy's body. Doesn't mean I've done anything wrong. And it doesn't mean I've done any harm to my children, which a lot of people try and make out that if you're trans, you're harming your kids. But I think as long as you carry on giving them the love and the care, and keep doing all the parent things any other good parent would do, then you can maybe have the rewards too. Me being a really good parent and social services seeing how good a parent I am, and it hasn't made a single bit of difference that I'm trans with social services because they've been really happy with the job I've done with my children, and they can see the huge difference in them with me to when they were with their mother, and I'm really proud of that. Everything that went wrong with the way I was looked after and brought up, I tried to correct with my kids. I never had any love, I never had any cuddles. Whether that's because they were generally quite cold, or is it because they didn't love me? I don't know. I never had that love, and that's why I make sure I give that love to my children. My children get all of that love that I never had, and they're always going to get that love off me.